Welcome back, everyone. A Columbus family is calling it a Mother's Day miracle. At 13 months old, Adeline Rollins had a live liver transplant. The live donor, her mother. Our Scott Martin sits down with the Rollins family and shares their miraculous journey. He joins us live in the studio with more.
Yeah, Joey, for most new parents, those early weeks with their baby are spent marking milestones. Well, that wasn't the case for Rollins. Their time instead spent making hospital visits, but a life-saving surgery and a community full of love makes this Mother's Day a celebration.
Say hi.
You can't tell it by the smile on her face now, but soon after baby Adeline was born in December of 2016, her mom Margaret knew something was wrong.
It all started on New Year's Eve. That was our first ER visit. So we took her to the ER in Jackson, and the next week we started having specialist appointment, and it's almost been like there's been something every week.
Adeline's angel, nurse practitioner Amy Robertson, made the startling discovery. Adeline was diagnosed with biliary atresia, a rare liver disease.
We can't put it off, so I actually went to her in-laws' house that night and told them.
It was very hard to process, and that was the hardest part of this journey, was the early days in that first surgery.
The unknown, not knowing anything about the disease. I mean, I remember, I think we both hit the floor, like it literally hit the floor in his mother's basement, you know, and couldn't get up for a while. It was hard.
The first surgery didn't work. Doctors in Atlanta decided a liver transplant needed to happen. But this wasn't just any transplant. It was a live liver transplant, an operation that hadn't been done in years. Margaret and Adeline were a perfect match.
I did what any parent would do. I did what he would have done if he could have donated. He wasn't a blood match. So it's just our story.
A story they want to share with everyone. Margaret and John Michael are continuing Adeline's fight by sharing the importance of organ donation because it saved their daughter's life.
From where she was and how sick she was and how miserable she seemed, and we honestly didn't even realize how miserable she obviously was, because it was our normal, because she had been like that basically her entire life. And seeing her now, it's a miracle.
With no more feeding tubes, she gets to play with Big Brother Walker, and she's even learning how to stand on her own 2 feet.
There were many days I thought, she's not going to make it through, you know. And it just, when she started eating food, and just she was happy.
A miraculous journey shared by so many here in Columbus.
People just love her like their own, so we're thankful for everybody.
Now, those who've worked with Adeline have become more like family. Margaret says that a Baptist phlebotomist makes her schedule fit just for Adeline because she's the only one who can get to those tiny veins. Amy, that you saw in the story there, will always have a present from Adeline. And both Margaret and John Michael say their jobs have really been a blessing during this last year. Adeline still has to go through monthly checkups.